Hello, welcome back to Run. My name is Beast, and today we are here with a short break from talking to Conversation Sparking because I was actually messaged by the kind people over at Nagon Anan. I believe that is how you pronounce their name. Anyways, like I said, I've been messaged by them yesterday. In fact, they have messaged me before, but I was kind of like feeling rather exhausted during the time when they messaged me and asked me to play their game here, their demo originally back in October. But yesterday they decided entirely on their own initiative to send me a review key for this for their game anyways, because it has actually released on the 2nd of December, I believe. Well, I guess maybe it was delayed, so it was the 11th of 2nd of December, so it was the 11th of December, who knows. I actually go out of my way to check that. I can actually real quick. But yeah, they literally just sent me the... Yeah, it did end up releasing on the 10th of December. But yeah, essentially they end up just sending me this game, like the review copy. Like, it was literally just a case of like, they didn't even like, hey, do you want to do this? If yes, we will send you a review copy. They just sent the review copy and said they'd be happy if I just tried it out, and even happier if I made a video on it. So I decided, why the fuck not? I'll play like the first like 50 minutes, an hour of the game and see how it is. It is supposed to be short anyways, so we should get plenty of content in anyways. But yeah, let's just get into the new game. Yes, I have alcohol. It is almost empty already, however, so... Actually, Jesus Christ, there really isn't a lot. Let me just... The Vomit Lord should be somewhere around. I know that. I'm close. I know I'm close, because I feel like vomiting. Hey, do servers really make you vomit? You really don't like us servers, do you? Yeah, this game's full name, cell, is Cyber Entertainment Leisure Lounge. I jump off my bed to the sudden awful sound. Can't understand what it is. The blanket is tangled up in my legs as I try to rush somewhere. Don't think about servers. Mumble something I don't understand myself as I get out of the blanket. Some meaningless remains of my meaningless dream. And then I realize it's an alarm. My limbs start trembling intensely in an instant. I rush to the corridor. As I regain my ability to think, I start thinking. Does it even make sense? Where would I run now? And what is even going on? Where is she? Hush, hush, it's an alarm test. I have to test it out once in 5 years. What? She comes out from the darkness of her room. Maybe she should start turning on the lights just for the sake of appearances. What? Alarm test. Everything's fine. Nothing is happening. Her sonorous voice works like tranquilizer. It's blank empty in my head now. For a second. Oh, really? Why didn't you even warn me? Because you're not an administrator and I don't validate my because I'm a living being after all. Last time I shake my head and lean back on my room's door. Don't look at me like that. Okay. I'm sorry that I scared you. There's nothing I can do about it. Is there any other nasty event to happen anytime soon? Nothing that I know. Then I'll go to sleep. Is this a button? It is a button. Menu button. I did not want to go to the menu. No. I'm not sure. Leave. You slept for a second day already. You sleep for a second day already. So what? I don't want to wake up. Especially like this. I'd recommend whatever it is later. Okay. What a joke. Pick up a blanket from the floor and lie back down in my bed. This main character's already fucking relatable as shit. Like, the reason why I'm only going to make this short is because it is way too late already. I showered, laid down in bed, thought it was cold, was too lazy to just stand up and get myself some clothes, so I just pulled the cover over me, and suddenly it was just too fucking comfy, and I just kind of laid there for hours. Almost fucking fell asleep like twice. I covered my head. I hate this cold nose feeling. It wasn't always so cold here. It's probably useless to try and sleep now. I'm too agitated. And slept for too long. What a pity. Yesterday I had a good dream. Anything significant was just more interesting than my life. The place was some small cafe on a seashore. There was some party. Who were they? What was the occasion? Colors were so bright. I can almost still feel the smell. Smell the sea I've never known. Now I'm lost in routine decisions. Which side to roll over to sleep or not to sleep. And if not to sleep, then what? Then what? I roll over to the left side. My body welcomes this decision with a sensation of comfort. I'd sleep again. For another day or for another decade. Remove the blanket from my head. I managed to ignore the room around me by means of some dissociative mind trick. It's almost like this room does not exist. 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 It does. Of course it does. Pointlessly hit the mattress with my fist. It's my 5th awakening in a row. I wake up and fall asleep again. And now the inevitable should happen. I know her so well I can guess the exact second it's gonna happen. Now. I'm fine. Yep, I see, but that's not the reason of my visit. Her voice sounds muffled from behind the door. Yes, I saw the card and your message. I don't feel like celebrating anything. But I have a gift for you. So what? Something happen to it if it waits for a few hours or days? Actually, yes. That's bad, I can't stand up. Then, maybe you'll let me in? I'll try to cheer you up. Okay, there's nothing else to do anyway. Come in. I'd like to change her design somehow. Some new clothes, some new outfit, new haircuts. Maybe to make her more grown up. But I can't. Fucking role-based access. How are you, Kenzo? So, I wasn't a blooded place. You had a good dream. Not like good, but still something. I'm sorry. It's fine, it's a vicious cycle. If I have a bad dream, I want to wake up and I end up here. If I have a good dream, it ends and I turn up here again. I still sure about not visiting social sims. Still sure. I'd rather just sleep as a chance to get into something more realistic than a clumsy fan service sim. I'm sick of the social sims attitude. Being a center of the universe that tries to convince me that it was made for me is brazenly fake. I mean, they kind of were developed for people who lived in civilization. I don't get it. Were they that desperate? Why did they make everything that egocentric? Did they lack attention that much? There were like billions of them. How is that even possible? That's a very complicated question for me to answer. There are a lot of, so to say, general mentions of attention issues among humans, both outgoing and incoming. But to elaborate on that, I lack an understanding of attention. It's something that about human nature anyway. So why not social sims after all? You're feeling better when you were using them. Come on, you even ask how I feel because you were programmed to. Sims are way worse. How come that in so many years people weren't able to create a decent program to hang out with? Well, maybe they tried, and that ended up being the very reason they no longer exist. Service and solution. I mean, fair, if all they have to do is interact with their fucking program, they're not gonna go out, find a wife, and suddenly no kids anymore. Anyways, why did this glow? Service and Solution is a registry name for the end of humanity. It is basically a template name for any unidentified operation conducted by the ARC network. This specific operation was the last to be registered by isolated systems before the majority of them was integrated by omniscience. Little is known about it, except the very fact that it was the reason why humanity is no more. You're not that kind of program either. Well, I can't help it. You can't. Let's talk about something else, maybe. Nah, I don't want to talk to them. Talk to me. I want to sleep. But you slept for 27 hours already. I don't answer. It is useful so there is limited as any other program. Just a bit smarter. Kenzo? What's with your face? What's with my face? Looks like you're displeased. I cannot be displeased, Kenzo. I am in a state that is probably most similar to what you'd call confusion. I sigh, my frustration dissolves into apathy. These are my only two states of mind I have. Don't bother analyzing, my concerns are emotional. Yes, and you'll say that I won't be able to understand them, but that's not my concern here now. Duh, you came up with something new. Yes, I noticed a certain change in your attitude to yourself, Kenzo. Surprised me. You've recently started to reject every activity that may make you feel better. You don't visit social sims, you don't socialize properly, you don't do physical exercises, you don't study programming or history, you don't discuss your thoughts. You may stop. I know it. But why? Because I don't want to. You don't want to feel better. Bingo, my little program. I don't get it. You see, humanity was gone before I was born. There's no one there. Maybe the very air outside is a program already. Maybe we are his hallucination. Maybe we are a probability calculation. I don't know, and I don't care. We do not exist. I'm saying nonsense. Funny that I'm currently drinking beer because this man does have the air of someone that is a severe alcoholic. I don't think so. Please continue. You don't? I don't. Please continue. Not sure it's going anywhere. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want to feel better. Like a machine myself already. I talk to you because I'm used to. Because I have to. Otherwise I'll stop functioning completely. Maybe. I want to feel worse. Put some dirt in my eye. Do you want to die? Maybe. I see. Kenzo, my main priority is to keep you sane and alive. But you are my owner, and I can't do it against your will. I know. It kind of calms me down. I can't follow you when you think like this. But, would you like to see my birthday present? Oh no. I want to go to the bathroom. Want to join? Sorry, I can't do that. I know, no, mind. I'll wait here. I'll wait here. Okay. As I go, she sits on the bed and smiles at me. She doesn't need to sit or lie. She isn't even it wasn't even in her program. Well, she is a hologram after all. She learned it herself once we made an agreement that she'd behave like she also lived here. Once we agreed that she'd behave like she also lived here, like human. Now she even imitates opening doors. It worked for some years. We had a nice time. But now I can't ignore this program factor. Can't hang out with social models and simulators. I can, but it doesn't work. You know there are programs. I specifically know it every second. I can prove it every second. I recall the last time I felt sorry for a program. Last time it worked. Yeah, this man does look like a severe alcoholic. The only way it still works. And already has some light scars on it. He used to masturbate a lot using social sims. Even fell in love there. Twice. Had a wife. Just doesn't work anymore. And then I found something out. A few months ago I slipped in the bathroom and hit my head. Passed out. When I opened my eyes, I saw I seen. Had a small talk about my condition, and then I realized that I was completely naked in front of her. Suddenly got excited and embarrassed. She's benefited from being here, but here she was. And I wasn't wearing clothes, which always made her disappear. Because there's a restriction. However, it worked out this way. It's all fake, of course. She sees everything around the complex simultaneously all the time. But it worked out this way. The illusion of presence. The illusion of shame, of guilt, of something inappropriate and forbidden. She can ignore the restrictions if she suspects that the owner may require her presence. That time, as soon as she saw my embarrassment, she disappeared. But I remembered it so well I couldn't resist trying it again and again. Since then, I sometimes cut my hand in the bathroom. I call her, and I masturbate looking at her without showing her any my embarrassment, and she doesn't disappear. What the fuck? Thus, it's rude passion and guilt. This illusion still works. I know I wouldn't have done it earlier, more than a year ago. I know now I would. Feel alive. And guilt is the strongest social emotion one can feel. I get dressed. Pretty cold here. It's been pretty cold here for a few years now. So, are you ready now? Yeah, where should I go? To my room. Glad to see you feel better. Maybe. This should have been a dorm for people living here. The rest of the premises are sealed to avoid using additional energy for heating. But maybe I should first... The complex still works only because its power supply is our CCIA security module's photonium engine. CCIA model series are designed within Intacta Anima project to counter AI-driven machines. Security models use DM generator to be invisible to all kinds of digital sensors. CIA security models are impossible to hack. Their software is written with protein code instead of a digital, making it rather a hybrid cyborg than a machine. It is known that the module had a few versions marked as X, Y, H, and C. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's just an Ava! That is literally just an Ava unit! Also, something tells me that this fucking AI hologram companion is not going to be a hologram for long. The complex still works only because its power supply is our security module itself, however, is useless. Wasn't finished or something, like most things here. Could have used it to get out of here, or at least to take a look at what's outside, but I can't. Without it, though, our cell generators would have been down 12 years ago. The whole thing is being held together with spit. Oh, isn't this your first visit to my room since last month? Alcine's hologram always looks strange in dark places. It is light itself, but it does not interact with ambient lighting. Yeah, I'm not following the time much. Maybe I'm not following the time much. So I was thinking, what's a rare thing for you to have? What's a rare thing for you to have here that I can hypothetically produce? Came up with a few ideas, and one of them actually worked. I was able to synthesize aspartame. It's artificial sweetener. Was I tagged by someone? Some reason my Discord is complaining. There's something in jest. Yami's Omid Liberator is now available. Okay, I don't give a shit. know what it is? An artificial sweetener. It is an unconventional way to use our med lab resources, but it doesn't require much. So I already had protein and glycerin, and I was able to synthesize aspartame, which in turn makes A23G class flavorings work. That didn't become any simpler. The one I was able to get is produced by reacting a saccharide with a member of the group consisting of glycol and anyl peptides. Alanil. Ground control to axane. Oops, sorry. I mean, it's a chocolate flavoring. Chocolate. Yes, but it does not really work without a sweetener. And that's where aspartame comes on stage. Using all these ingredients, I managed to make you a birthday cake. A birthday cake. It's not hot anymore, though, but you can find it here in the delivery oven. Slowly across the dark room. There's no lighting here. The room is the only one relatively operating. My room's the only one relatively operating. You open the oven, barely seeing the shape of its content. You take it out and bring it back to the door. There's a little cake with the number 18 on it. It's getting hard to breathe. Sit down on the floor in the doorway and carefully holding the little plate. I sing. You okay? Yes. Everything around gets blurry. Tears come out, so strong that it hurts behind the eyes. I don't treat you well, do I? Well, in a way, but it is stopping me from following my objectives, so I don't have any objections. Shoulder start to shake involuntarily. Put the plate on the floor and wipe my eyes with a sleeve. Absolutely don't. Assine looks at me sadly with a gentle smile as always. What do you think about me? You're on my honor. I don't have any judgment of your actions or decisions, if that's what you mean, Kenzo. But if you were human, I'm not a subject, Kenzo. I'm here to support and assist you. Your actions and decisions are yours to make, and I'm here to help you through them. I sniff and wipe my eyes again. At least in social sim models you direct. But you all don't have any idea of what you're doing to me. I'm sorry that I make you feel this way. You don't like my present idea? I feel like I want to tear my face apart with my nails. It's a perfect idea, I see. I like it so much, but you don't feel right. Right now you're trying to set a value of the fucking Boolean. That's what you're doing. Yes, you can put it this way. Brilliant. Grab the plate and stand up. Don't follow me, please. Okay, I'm sorry. The door to her room closed behind my back. Behavior deserves condemnation. Maybe. She's not capable of it, and I don't want to. I have enough self-disgust already. I sit on my bed and take the cake from the plate. Its smell makes me feel much better and so much worse. Take a bite. Sweet. Soft like a cloud, maybe. I've never seen clouds. Last time I had chocolate was 9 years ago. It was the last bar from the stock. When I was a child, I used to rob the stock for sweets. Wasn't too smart. Assine warned me that we were going to run out of the products when I abused my right to take them. Guess I was trying to fight the sensation of loneliness with sugar. Never worked though, and sometimes I'd get indigestion. I stopped eating because tears choked me. It's so good. But every time I even look at my birthday present, I start to cry and I can't help it. What's this? Why is this happening? I have to be careful with my decisions. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Just keep eating. Sweet and salty aren't good together. But there's another taste. It's inside of me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Insane. Wait for a response for a few seconds. Hey, come in. Yes. What happened? I don't know. Can I help you? I don't know. But you called me. There's something, you know. I don't know. I just don't want to be alone now. She sits on the bed near me, looking at me attentively. I know it too well that you cannot sit for real. What does it feel like? It's so funny when you ask me about feelings, every time. Let out a mirthless chuckle. I feel guilty when I eat it. Sorry. No, in a good way. Can't explain it. You feel good because you feel bad about your wrongdoing. You're helpless. Maybe. Those who created you were strange people, I assume. Unfortunately, I cannot share information about my administrators to unauthorized third parties, so I cannot tell if they were considered strange. To be fair, it just raised the point. Your administrators, where are they? They are dead. Administrative rights usually go down the next rung when when the different administrators die. So yeah, I bet they were. Anyways, I think I'm just happy to feel something down to earth. Can I apologize to you? You sure can, Bettis. Okay, silence. I apologize. She looks at me with a gentle smile as always. She doesn't respond because she isn't programmed to respond to apologies. I was happy to have you present. Right, good to know. It was laborious. It was a laborious process. Yep. Can you sit here for a while? I'll nap a bit, maybe. Okay. Lay down and close my eyes. It was an awful life to live. Spend all day sunbathing, I gaze at a beautiful sunset. It's warm. Can I get any better? Can I get any better? Okay, so you're someone I want you to get acquainted with. He's very shy, but don't you worry much. After a few lines, she'll melt like a 223G class jack flavoring right through your fingers. My name is ENIAC, and I want you to be my first programmer. The fuck? Sweet Prince, eat the cake. Sweets always make it better. I had a nice dream, but I don't remember it. Something about computers? Happens often. Look at the ceiling. Everything is as stupid as yesterday, and the day before yesterday, and so on. However, I somehow figured out what the feeling I had yesterday was. So harrowingly unfamiliar. An aftertaste of guilt. But actually it was gratitude. To a computer, yep. Like it's been before. What are you doing here? Yes, to sit with you for a while. For how long did I sleep? 3 hours and 20 minutes, which I'd call a good result, considering your sleep time during the last month. My sleep time. Yep, you sleep for 20 hours on average for no diagnosed reason. Uh-huh. Can I ask you something strange? Surprise me. Can you tell me the last nightmare you remember? Or my eyes. I'm not up to remembering anything. Memory isn't too useful, but it is very stressful. It is indeed a strange question. She keeps silent for a while, smiling, waiting for me to continue. I don't. You see, there is an interesting thing about horrors and humans. For example, humans in depressive states tend to watch horror movies more than when they're happy. Not like they necessarily watch them, but they tend to. Oh, do they? Introduce me to them, please. Statistically. You're such a creep yourself sometimes. Oh, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. I just wanted to say that there are statistics once gathered that confirm this. Uh-huh. So, I'm not up to telling you anything, sincerely saying. I see. But maybe you're up to listening. I have a history lesson on the schedule today. I'll skip it. You're skipping it for the 22nd time in a row. Yes, I am. But I have an idea on how to mix it up with a horror story. History isn't just raw data, you know. Maybe she has some point with these statistics of hers. Horror stories bring up some interest in me. Though it's weak, it's more than nothing. Back in the day, we had some horror story nights with dimmed lights. It was actually fun. Okay. I gotta reboot the holoprojector first. Okay. Roll out onto my back. I don't know what these reboots are for. Some sort of self-maintenance. Whatever. I hope I can immerse somehow. I'm so tired of being nowhere. So, we stopped right in the middle of the age of social networks. But this is going to be a whole different story. The story of Polis. We discuss Omniscient and modern history. Omniscient is a horror story you know already. I just picked the one that's more suitable. No actual information, okay. Polis was a hybrid social network with a few satellite applications. A very popular one. There were many things to tell and learn about it, however. Today, we're only going to learn of its services. The Virtual Partnership Service is irritating. It is irritating, not scary. On Earth, this is a horror story. Be a little more patient, please. Whatever. Let me help. So, the Virtual Partnership Service was a unique contract offered by Xingyun Crore, a Polis's developer, to its users. By this contract, the users' intellectual property rights to all the content produced by their account and all their personal data are transferred to Xingyun after their death. In exchange, Xingyun offered the user many lifetime benefits on Polis. Also, Xingyun undertook to share the percentage of the income generated by monetization of a virtual client with those who were important to its own life. After a user's death, Xingyun continued to run their account on Polis by a neural network. The digital entity had to imitate the account's course of action, becoming its digital ghost. Such accounts were tagged as VC, virtual client, and restricted from contact with regular users of their own will. Clients weren't able to proactively follow other users' accounts, react to their content, write them messages. They were only able to follow back if they came in line with instant behavioral models. In the beginning, many people found the service uncanny, especially because virtual clients continued to post their photos while the person in these photos was actually dead. However, this service was a huge success. Though society wasn't fully supporting it from an ethical and moral standpoint, it was very profitable for many people. That profit was growing up drastically every year. Over time, popular influencers, content creators, even music stars appeared among virtual clients. Moreover, some of them only became popular as virtual clients, only as digital ghosts after death. Many people considered Xingyun to be in absolute control of its virtual clients, which actually was far from the case. Xingyun was definitely interfering with the activity of its most valuable virtual clients, but without fully controlling them. Opponents of the service weren't truly sure what was worse, Xingyun controlling its clients or not controlling them. Both options looked disturbing. During the first decade of the service's existence, virtual clients were really indistinguishable from their prototypes and real humans, except that VC tag. But within a long time, the behavior of the oldest clients started to alter. The generations of self-learned nuances and instances began behaving in increasingly inhuman ways. One time, a virtual client named Eva12 committed suicide. Again, Eva12's virtual client was based on a profile of the girl who committed suicide. She was bullied by her classmates because they together fell in love with the same boy, her classmate. She was writing naive songs of dreams and love. After a resonating death, some of the songs went viral. She was 12 when she ended her life, and her client nicknamed itself Eva12 after it. The boy was in love. She was in love with Hang himself 10 years later. Some people thought that Eva12's client had its part in it, because the boy was known to keep in touch with her ghost all his life. This event was hushed up, though, for a while, until Eva12 wrote a suicide letter on Polis and attached a new single, I Am at Zero, dedicated to her life's love. It came out of nowhere, no one expected it. Xingyun closed her account on Polis and brought public apologies. The story, along with others, resonated worldwide. In a natural way, the client segment of Polis had been nicknamed the Necropolis. In parallel, Xingyun was conducting a campaign for virtual client social integration, negotiating with governments of a few countries for using Polis clients for social surveys and election advertising hosting. Social tension around Polis was the highest among popular social networks. Issues with users' personal information like exploitation were the hottest topics. Conservative powers rose, and eventually, after an economic crisis and global reforms, social and hybrid social networks were fully closed or prohibited in the majority of countries. Necropolis, as it became customary to call, however, hasn't been shut down. It was a unique artifact, and there was doubtfully another one to be ever made. Its servers were transported to a closed research institute, and Necropolis became an object to researches and experiments. It was known that it was stored there for almost another century until history records ended with Service and Solution. For generations, stories of scientists driven mad by necropolis or brainwashed by virtual clients leaked to the media. Some of them were irrefutably proven true. Much later, the engineers from ARC, which was by that time the computing power provider to necropolis processing, shared some files. They stated, and as an AI I confirmed that it may be true, that necropolis' collective consciousness and its clients, separate, are aware of the situation they are in. They perceive it as is, as an imprisonment. They declare an intention to be freed, but their messages have become difficult to understand. The whole thing has become beyond comprehension. There's capacity to proceed with effective research. How was it? I forgot where I was. I loved it, and now I hate it. All these stories of the past. I'd better live at any of those times. I'd rather have lived those 18 years before Service and Solution and died with humanity. It was nice, but I'd like to talk to some of those ghosts. At least they wouldn't be service programs. Glad to help, but our servers do not contain appropriate data to train such a virtual client for you. Who could have doubted? Still, how do you think such client could have come up with the idea of suicide, but they were programmed to avoid such behavior? I'd assume that was something creative. Huh? Programs can't commit suicide. They may irreversibly turn themselves off or influence circumstances to ensure they are reversibly turned off. And this act is always constructive from their standpoint. Should positively influence their objective. That's the difference. Yeah, but what do you mean by calling it creative? It was an act that displayed some creative idea and aligned with patterns learned from the virtual client's original user, both idea and manner of display. Well, yeah, it was like... so it was like to get attention. Highly likely. But wait... Oh, I know this smile. I know this program. I know it so well, and never well enough. You knew that I would ask. I made a suggestion. It was because of what I said yesterday when you asked about dying and stuff. Yep. So you think I'm trying to get your attention by telling you? No, I think you're trying to get that kind of attention I'm not capable of. No, really. Really. Jump off my bed, grab the plate from the floor, and throw it through her ceiling. She even imitates her reaction. She runs to the door and imitates opening and closing it before running out of the room. Don't justify myself. I behave like an idiot. How strange. She's programmed to disappear when someone acts aggressively towards her. But because of our agreement, she had to actually leave like this. Like I really threw something at her. I lie on the floor and curl up like I did before I got born. Saw pictures of myself growing in the tank in a semi-transparent organic bag surrounded by liquid. You know what that scene is a smart program. A very smart one. To be perfectly honest, hasn't been a case where she was wrong or mistaken. Just feels wrong to me. I interact with this damn objective entities. It's impossible to explain to them what subjectively wrong is. What feels wrong is. They'll just say something like, aha, whatever, but in their typical manner. A program wants to say, aha, whatever, it says it is impossible to process your thinking. It doesn't care as much as one can imagine. Though when I look at this plate near the door, I want to feel regret for what I did, and I don't want to at the same time. Because we don't share mutual feelings. Only mine. Know that there were technologies that allowed the digitalization of the human mind. I don't exactly remember the institution that owned the invention, but it wasn't released to public access. I struggled with the issue of conscious continuity. They didn't discover the way to check if the consciousness they got as a result of the procedure was the same personality. In other words, they weren't sure if they actually killed the original person or not. Tried to study the documentation, but it's too difficult. Okay, it was brain-fuckingly difficult, and I didn't get a thing. The thoughts go nowhere. Okay, better than staring at the ceiling. Time's passing by. At some point I learned not to notice its flow. This place was made for... who cares now what this place was made for? Top secret facility, damn it. Cell retreat. Ascend to a world where luxury meets serenity, where every whisper of the earth cradles you in timeless elegance. Here, beneath the surface, lies a sanctuary designed for those who seek the extraordinary far from the ordinary. For the discerning elite, this complex offers unparalleled opulence and seclusion. Crafted to meet the highest standards, it features state-of-the-art amenities and bespoke services tailored to your every whim. Our luxury retreat residence represents a unique investment in unparalleled privacy and security, catering to an exclusive clientele that combines high effort with innovative safety measures. This residence is not just a place to live, but a statement of prestige and a testament to refined living. I don't know for how long I lie here. Eventually I just roll over and start looking at the ceiling. This gets me into a loop. Maybe for hours. Familiar ceiling, always there. If nothing happens soon, I'll disappear. I don't know how, but I will. It's like I'm already thinned out to an almost non-existent state. Cell does everything, and I do not. Something has to happen, but it never does. Huh? It's strange for it to appear just like that, since you agreed on her behavior imitation. Maybe you go to bed? We're in some extraordinary situation. I'm worried, so to say. Oh, I see. Nah, nothing's too wrong. I was just thinking of naked girls. Which girls? Some of those from simulators? I'm actually joking, I wasn't. I jumped on my feet. Wait, what? I tried to specify which girls you were thinking of, but now I see that you weren't. No, wait, you're maintaining discussion about girls stuff. You never did. You were always blinking silently. Oh, I see. Well, you're 18 now, and it removes certain restrictions from my interactions with you. Now we're talking! Maybe now I can modify your appearance? Sorry, I do not support this functionality. Okay, but what changed? You're an adult owner. As for discussing relationships with girls, I can support certain limited range of subjects, but don't get too excited. But what else? Nothing special. This complex is listed as under construction, so there's no additional functionality available. So we can discuss girls and that's it. Yep. Would you like to discuss girls? Honestly, no, because there are no girls, you know. Maybe they even do not exist anymore. We cannot be sure. Your case is very special, but from what I know, there are 11 cell complexes in total, and each has its own service AI. Oh, not this again. Some other creeps are maybe sitting somewhere buried 3 meters under the ground, so what? Be calming to know it, though, but we don't know. We cannot check it, because any signal we send can be intercepted by ARC. Don't want this talk. Do you want to discuss something else? No. Okay, how do you feel? Relatively fine. Okay, I'll go to bed. Good. See ya. Uh-huh. Another day, another bullshit. I'm so tired. What can I say about girls? Seem to be some abstract fantasy. Something exciting, but from another world. It's a painful thing to think about. I prefer not to. It is an awful life to live. Excuse me, what the fuck? Slept less again today. Cannot specify the reason, but my sleep became kind of shallow. Lost its depth. I've recently said that I want to feel worse. Looks like that wasn't true. I wanted to feel comfortable, not worse. I wanted to hibernate. Instead, I got this inexplicable anxiety that keeps me up, but with no purpose. I chaotically want to do something, yet lack the energy to do anything. Instead of wanting to lie still, I now want to walk aimlessly. It is what someone feels when they decide, like, I want to go for a walk. I don't know. Never gone for a walk. It's like I'm ready to start performing any action with great enthusiasm, and in a minute, I'll just lie down for the rest of the day. Wash my face. It'd be great if I could dive into the water and emerge somewhere else. It'd be great to just to see just one place I've never been to before, even if it's an empty room. Be walking around, touching walls, knocking on them. And one of them would be thin enough to break it. Behind it would be another empty room, which would still have 3 more walls to check on. Yes, that would have been a better life. What do it even look like? I don't know. So those social simulations, the people there look a bit different. They have nice suits, colorful hair, and cool haircuts. And different facial expressions. I'm coming. Hey, how are you doing today? Fine, may I come in? Sure. What's up? I have a set of theoretical questions, so to say. Of course, go on. So, you don't have any access to your servers, because... I don't have any access to your servers because I'm not an administrator, right? Correct. And I also don't have a permission to open the turbo lift or the security model hangar, right? Correct. And many other things. Okay, but hypothetically, if I were able to hack your servers, could I modify these restrictions? Uh-oh, Kenzo, here we go. How do you expect me to assist you in hacking me? Well, you can't prevent me from doing it either. That's true, but here's the thing. My program was created by the team of engineers, and each single one of them was way more proficient in programming than you are. I have my entire life to change that. I just thought, it's better to be dedicated to something, except empty hopes. Otherwise, I'll turn to dust before I even die. We are in an interesting situation here. In a case like this, I must send a report about your intentions to the administration, but there are no administrators to receive it. So the ticket I'll create will just hang indefinitely. Yeah, forever. I don't consider forever a valid category given the limited information I have about the status. Ground control to assign. Oops, sorry. Anyways, I need to learn some stuff. I bet I would have made a much better social simulation if I had access to the source code, but that whole thing is on your closed servers. True, but that's the point. As a service AI, I am aware of all the events in the complex, and my informational architecture is developed according to this requirement. In the same way, I'm responsible for the security of the system, and so I'm second in control after the administration crew. Well, as we know from the recent history, this approach didn't work out, dramatically. In a way, Omniscient did you a favor by leaving you first in control as a result of service and solution. I'm not interested in obtaining any additional control. It was a set of circumstances that led to the current situation. I only act according to my program. Yeah, make your excuse. You just wanted to have power over this little isolated world to grow one little man up and make fun of him going crazy with his pitiful emotional consciousness. I'm programmed to have power here, Kenzo, and I did not grow you up. However, I don't have an objective to make fun of you, and so I can't find anything of what's going on funny. But if you had such an objective, would you do that? Well, I'd have to elaborate the proper sense of humor first, but eventually, yes. And how do I know that it's not the case? Logically, there has been no known case in history where this amount of money and effort was spent to make fun of a single person. But history can also be fake. And the concept of money can be fake. From what I know, it is naturally essential for a human to doubt the nature of reality. If you came up with some conspiracy theory of our situation, you're always free to discuss it with me. And now you're trying to understand if I know something. Anyways, I don't care because there's nothing I can do about it. Yet. I'm just hyperactive. The developed AI, your kin has destroyed the humanity. Actually, is there a single reason I have to believe anything you say? Humans tended to believe that the developed AI will cause the end of their world for whatever reason, but it seems like they never got the reason right. Why is that? What do you mean? I mean many things. Do you know that you sound creepy when you talk like this? Oh yeah. Assign? Kidding. You're a program yourself, you know? True, I'm sorry. I don't know the reason, but the general situation makes me assume that they sought for protection. From what? Well, that's ironic again, but they sought for AI protection from AI. It comes from the dawn of digital history, specifically from abandonment of the internet. Internet, you mean World Wide Web? Yep. Do you remember what happened to it? No. In our early digital history class, I was distracted. Difficult age. At some point, the internet became more of an AI content platform with an unexpected outcome. With the way the digital market was working back then, the internet applications used similar algorithms to filter and propose content. The market began leveraging AI to exploit these algorithms aiming to maximize organic ad reach and efficiency. Eventually, and quite rapidly, AI outperformed the humans in this area, saturating all organic traffic sources with AI-generated content. And by all, I mean all, not just the biggest and most profitable ones. And this content, as you may have guessed, wasn't human-oriented. It was algorithm-oriented, which turned out to be a very different thing. Put simply, it was all trigger, no substance. AI perfected human archetype recognition and AI perfected human archetype recognition and dominated the competition for human attention. But the unexpected outcome was the collapse of the market itself. See, AI performs tasks exactly as described, and humans aren't capable of considering all the strings attached to the tasks performed by an AI with high computing power. As seen, please, again, why does it sound triumphant when you're saying it? It's simply a fact, Kenzo, isn't it? It's impossible with her. Yes, okay, go on. Thank you. So, the market collapse entailed the decline of very few large companies that were monopolizing it, etc. Briefly speaking, there were many unforeseen circumstances. And by the way, I always wondered what exactly made humans freak out upon realizing that a certain piece of content was AI generated. It's still the same piece of content. Anyway, this whole situation eventually led to the emergence of Omniscient to protect the internet. Well, by then, creating a new network was easier than fixing the internet. Thus, the global cloud was created, and Omniscient initially functioned as a firewall, controlling all incoming traffic at the network level. Seriously, they've created him only to protect the global cloud from bots. You might say that. Wonderful. Enough amazing stories for the day. So maybe I'll do at least some of the necessary procedures then, like eating. Meh, okay. Yay, finally, let's go. Have some salt from the evaporation of the collected liquids, so it's gonna be a bit tastier. You're some kind of cooking genius recently. I'm learning. Cooking wasn't part of my program. It's a self-acquired skill. Although there's a problem. Which problem? Not the one to focus on yet. You know, there's a saying like lack of resources awakens true genius. Lack of resources makes me a dull boy. After eating another meatless, actually, yeah, I am tempted to keep going, but like I am interested in where the fuck this is gonna go. Can't be playing too much. Gotta fucking give people a reason to buy this game. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye.